Namaste everyone. Welcome to Prepare with Lakshmi. I have put up the introduction part of Sylvia Plath here just as a revision. Fever 103. Fever 103 was first published in Sylvia Plath's posthumous collection Ariel in 1965, although she wrote the poem in 1962. In 1962, when she wrote Fever 103, she was suffering from fever. Her marriage with her husband Ted Hughes had fallen apart and she was suffering from poor health. The summary of the poem is: at the beginning of Fever 103, Plath asks what it means to be pure. According to her, it is to be free of stain or free from what pollutes, to be chaste. In her own statement about the poem, Plath says this poem is about two kinds of fire: the fires of hell which merely agonize, and the fires of heaven which purify. During the poem, the first sort of fire suffers itself into the second. By the end, the narrator has reinvented herself. Her body has burned out the infection and she is pure. The poem has 18 stanzas of 3 lines each called tercets. The themes of the poem are purity and sin, lust and desire, fire, virgin. The literary devices used in the poem are metaphor, extended metaphor, imagery, allusion, oxymoron, rhetorical, assonance, anaphora, apostrophe, enjambment, consonance, and many more. Let us get into the poem. I will read one stanza of the poem and explain it briefly. I have also bolded some of the keywords for remembering the poem easily. Pure? What does it mean? The tongues of hell are dull. Dull as the triple tongues of dull fat Cerberus who wheezes at the gate. Now, the speaker is asking, am I pure? I am not sure what purity even is. The flames of hell, which are like tongues, are as dull as the 3 tongues of the triple-headed dog Cerberus, which is fat and stupid, wheezing as he stands guard at the gates of hell. Incapable of licking clean the ague tendon, the sin. Now she explains these flames are unable to lick clean my feverish muscles. Ague tendon means feverish muscles, unable to purify me of my sins. Please check out the repetition of the word, the sin. She is stressing the point of the sin. The tinder cries, the indelible smell of a snuffed candle. Love, love, the low smokes roll from me like Isadora's scarves. I am in a fright. One scarf will catch and anchor in the wheel. Such yellow sullen smokes make their own element. Now she is saying the wood cries out as if catches on fire. Now she says the tinder cries, the wood cries out as it catches on fire. There is an unforgettable smell of a blown out candle. Snuffed candle is blown out. Then she says, love, love, oh my love, the thick smoke coming from me is like Isadora Duncan's scarves. I am scared that, like her, one of my scarves will get caught in a wheel and break my neck. Now, Angela Isadora Duncan was an American dancer who lived and danced in Western Europe and the Soviet Union from the age of 22 until her death at age 50, when her scarf became entangled in the wheels and axle of the car in which she was riding in Nice, France. So she is saying such yellow sullen smokes, such sad yellow smokes create their own environment. Make their own element means create their own environment. They will not rise, but trundle round the globe, choking the aged and the meek, the weak hothouse baby in its crib, the ghastly orchid hanging its hanging garden in the air. Now, unlike normal smoke, they don't rise, but instead go around the world choking those who are old or weak, choking a frail baby as if its crib were in a sweltering greenhouse, choking also the dreadful orchid flower as if it were being hanged like a criminal in its hanging garden. Devilish leopard. Radiation turned it white and killed it in an hour. Now she says these smokes are like an evil leopard. Radiation turned the leopard white, killing it in just an hour. Greasing the bodies of adulterers like Hiroshima ash and eating in the sin, the sin. Now, sin is visible in the sweat of adulterers, eating into them like radioactive ash from the nuclear bomb dropped on Hiroshima. See the repetition again, the sin, the sin. Darling, all night I have been flickering off, on, off, on. The sheets grow heavy as a lecher's kiss. My darling, all night I am switching from hot to cold like I am a flickering light bulb, on, off, on, off. My bed sheets are growing heavy with sweat like a pervert's kiss. 3 days, 3 nights, lemon water, chicken water. Water make me rich. Now she says my fever has been going on for 3 days and 3 nights and I have been drinking lemon water and chicken broth, but they make me gag. They make me rich. I am too pure for you or anyone. Your body hurts me as the world hurts God. I am a lantern, my head a moon of Japanese paper, my gold beaten skin infinitely delicate and infinitely expensive. Now she says, I am simply too pure for you, my lover, indeed for anyone else. Your body hurts me like the state of the world hurts God. Now the state of the world is horrible and God is hurt by it. I am a lantern. Now she explains she is a lantern. And my head like a moon made out of Japanese paper. My skin covered in gold leaf, which is incredibly expensive and incredibly fragile. Does not my heat astound you and my light? All by myself, I am a huge camellia, glowing and coming and going, flush on flush. See, she is asking, feel how hot I am. Isn't it astonishing? I am blazing as brightly as a light. Isn't that also amazing? All on my own, I am like an enormous camellia flower, my skin flushing red, then returning to normal again and again because of the fever. I think I am going up. I think I may rise the beads of hot metal fly, and I am a pure acetylene virgin, attended by roses, by kisses, by cherubim, by whatever these pink things mean. Now she says, I think I am going up and up. I feel like I am going up and up. I think I am going to ascend out of this state, means out of this feverishness. Flecks of molten metals, and I feel pure love. I am pure like an inflammable Virgin Mary, surrounded by roses, by kisses, by angels, and whatever else these pink things mean. Not you, nor him, nor him, nor him. Myself dissolving, old or whore petticoats to paradise. War. Now, she's saying neither you, my love, nor this other man, nor this one, nor this can hold me down or come with me. Means I am ascending to paradise and you cannot hold me back. I feel my different selves disappearing. How are they disappearing herself? Like an old whore petticoats, means like a prostitute's clothing as she ascends, goes up to the paradise like a prostitute's clothing. She is disappearing. Herself is disappearing. I hope this was useful to you. Thank you for joining me today. I look forward to meeting you in my next poem of Sylvia Plath. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.